Hello folks, it's Mike, PC31, the Vinyl Policeman, and that was the opening track from Iggy Pop's new album, Every Loser. And this is the first new album of the year I've actually purchased. It came out last Friday, and it's Iggy's 19th solo album. So what I wanted to do was to actually show you the contents of the record, and then do a little bit of a review on the who's on the album, the tracks, etc. So just starting off with the artwork first. So the art is an original piece of art on the cover done by Ray Pettibon, who was the brother of Black Flag's Glyn Ginn. Ray Pettibon, he actually did the Black Flag logo, the famous logo, and he's also done album covers for Foo Fighters, Sonic Youth, and for Black Flag as well. So some great artwork. Let me just show you the back. That's the actual tracks on the album. 36 minutes the album, and there's 11 tracks. A couple of them are very, very short narrative type ones though. I opened up there with Frenzy, the opening track. Okay, you also get a fantastic inner with pictures of Iggy. It's 12 inch by 12 inch, so it fits into the album perfectly. Great pictures of Iggy, all the lyrics, all the credits. Really, really good. And I managed to pick up quite an early copy, so I managed to get what they call in blood red. So I've got a blood red copy of the actual record. When I went to pick this up, I'm not kind of an Iggy completist at all, and I've got probably 3 or 4 of his albums through the years. So I can't say I know lots and lots about Iggy's discography, because I don't. But when I went to pick this one up, one of the first things I noticed, and it concerned me a little bit disappointing, was that the producer is Andrew Watt. And Andrew Watt has done Miley Cyrus, the Bieber, but he's also done Ozzy Osbourne, produced Ozzy Osbourne. He did Patient Number 9. He did Ordinary Man. So, but one of the problems I've got with him as a producer, he tends to call in all his kind of celebrity musical mates. And so for me, you don't tend to have a coherent album where you think, you know, the tracks are similar, it flows properly. They tend to be very much akin to what featured musician is on the album. In particular, I felt Ozzy's Patient Number 9 was like that, where when you had all these big guesting guitarists and things, the track kind of took on their identity as opposed to Ozzy's a little bit. That's my opinion. I know it's not others. Also, I was a little bit concerned that it might be about overly polished, a bit generic. But pleasantly surprised, because it's a really, really good album, and it's definitely my number 1 album of the year so far. It's my only album of the year so far, brand new one. But it's a very, very strong album. I mean, the actual artists on the album is Duff McKagan is actually on it, Chad Smith and Josh Klinghoffer from the Chili Peppers, Stone Gossard, did some really good guitar work, Pearl Jam, Eric Avery, Dave Navarro. Taylor Hawkins appears on a couple of tracks, which must be very, very late on actually for Taylor Hawkins. But he's on some of the last tracks on the album, and they're really good. So as I say, I was a little bit concerned that Andrew Watt may kind of tailor him more to those featured artists than to Iggy. But this is definitely an Iggy album. Iggy co-wrote all the songs with Andrew Watt, some tracks for other people as well. And the songs on this album are very, very strong. This is a very, very accessible album. I found it, I got it kind of pretty quick. I've played it a lot of times now since last Friday. And you've got some tracks. I mean, it opens up with a track called Frenzy, which I played you a clip of there. And Frenzy is very, very Stooges. It's an absolute superb track. Second track, Strung Out Johnny. Fantastic, a really classy song, maybe the best song on the album actually. It's got a great guitar riff running through it, keyboards join it in the same riff and they swing back and forth. A great outro. It's a really, really classy song. It's fantastic. Third track, New Atlantis, which is about Miami. Very strong song again, classy, superb. Modern Day Ripoff. Fourth track, a little bit generic, but it's a real rocker. I mean, you know, what's not to like with it? I mean, it's a good, strong track. Andrew Watt plays a lot of the guitar on this album, actually, and again, he could be a little bit generic, but it does fit the album, and, you know, it's good. First side finishes with Morning Show, which is quite folksy and melancholic. Vocals could have been produced a little bit better, in my opinion. The mix on the vocals is not great, but I'm being picky. It's still a really good song. The first side of this album, Frenzy, Strung Out Johnny, New Atlantis, Modern Day Rip-Off, Morning Show, very, very strong side one of an album. Side two, you got a couple of narrative tracks, which are very short, kind of, you know, 30 seconds, 45 seconds, I can't remember, but they're very, very short. But then you got neo-punk, which is Stooges, early Clash, fantastic, it's a real blast. Iggy chuckles at the end, he's obviously absolutely loved it. All the way down, next track, great rocker, Stone Gossard, brilliant guitar playing in that one. Comments, very gothic-y, quite new wave. Taylor Hawkins is on that one. It's a strong song again. Another little narrative song, and it finishes with a brilliant song called The Regency. Again, Taylor Hawkins. It's a great song that builds, goes through different changes. It moves around, moves through the passengers. Really good, strong song to finish. So overall, this is a very good album. And if this is not in my top 10 new albums by the end of the year, then it's been an absolutely fantastic year, because there must have been some superb releases. This is a very strong album. I would really recommend streaming or having a listen to the first three tracks on the album. I mean, Frenzy, Strung Out Johnny, New Atlantis. They are very, very strong. And if you like those three tracks, you're going to love the album. So I'd really kind of recommend this one, folks. This is, have a good listen to it. This is my concerns over Andrew Watt production. Okay, it's okay. It's really good. I mean, and Andrew Watt has done a good job with this one. He's kept Iggy's identity. This is definitely an Iggy Pop album with all those elements from the past and various things. But it's got some very, very strong tracks. So check it out. Every Loser, Iggy Pop, came out last Friday, which was the 6th of January. And take a listen, folks. Well worth it. Strong album.